My name is Brandon. I'm an acting and performance coach. I make reaction content here on YouTube, Patreon, music reactions here, TV and film on my second channel. And today, we're doing something that we haven't done in quite a while. Now, it's been a long time since I've posted regularly on this channel. And so I was very surprised to get a message over my Patreon with a jump the line request from a member of my community. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. I have to say this because it really struck me as meaningful, because I'm not posting very often, and I mean, by not very often I mean like once, maybe a month, if that. So to get a jump the line request from someone when I haven't put out a music reaction in so long, I've been so inconsistent with that, much to my chagrin. What that says to me is that that there are people out there like this person who actually sincerely value my content, my opinion, my voice. And it's not just because of the people I cover, or it's not just because I'm constantly making content. It's legitimate. It's sincere interest, and I really appreciate that. That means a lot. It really does. I had to say that. I had to get that out of the way because it really struck me. It was a kind of a breath of fresh air to get that request. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you want to make a jump the line request, you can certainly do that. There are ways to contact me in the description down below. You can find links to my Instagram. Patreon is the best way to get a hold of me. If you don't want to sign up to a subscription, you can always join the free tier, and that'll give you access to the messages and all that. So you can send me a private message over there. That's the best way to get a hold of me. But I do also check my Instagram. Just get a lot of spam over there, so it's hard for me to keep track. But if you want to get a hold of me and request a jump the line for yourself, something you'd like me to react to, please do not hesitate. It really makes my day. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Today we're looking at Courtney Hadwin, someone I haven't checked out in a very, very long time. I think the last time I reacted to her, I mean, she was still young, at least in the video that I reacted to. We're talking 15, 16 years old. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, tons of talent, very wild. So I'm excited to see what she looks like now. I think she's 20 years old now. Undoubtedly more mature in her music, more mature in herself. So I'm really excited to take a listen to it and see how she's evolved. I'm absolutely certain that she will have developed some more control, not only vocally, I'm talking about sort of artistically with the choices that she makes in her music. She will have probably found some kind of balance over the years. Not that I had any problem with anything she made before. I loved all her stuff that I listened to, but she was pretty much at like 11 all the time. And I feel like she's getting a little older. She's coming out with an album, or she has an album I think is releasing later in the year, or released late last year, one of the two. And I just feel like she probably would have found some time within herself to develop her sound, her identity as an artist, and something that I was alerted to by the person who requested this is that they think anyway that the music video is highly artistic and very, very well done. So that's something I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on. But that's it. No more babbling. We're going to jump right into this. It's like Courtney Hadwin. The song is "You Only Love Me When I Lie." Let's just jump into it. No more playing around.
You only love me when I lie. You only love me when I hide the way I feel. You never want to see me cry.
Ooh, that's nice.
So my tears I'll never reveal. You can't see the real me, but I see right through you. You only love me when I lie. That's the truth. You only want me when I smile. Oh, so I pretend that everything's alright.
Okay, so before it really jumps in, which I can tell it's about to do, there is a lot more subtlety happening here. She still has all those signature sounds that I remember getting from her every time I listen to her. It's very colorful, but it's much more subtle. All the choices that she's making are much more deliberate, and all these little vocal colors that she's layering in are much more, I don't want to say more intentional. They're more calculated. They have more, I don't know, they're more substantive, I guess, is the best way I can think of to put it. The music video itself is really mirroring sort of the timeless nature of the sound of her voice. I mean, I don't remember the comments I've made before about her, but Etta James, I'm hearing some Winehouse influence, or at least it sounds like it to me. That really sort of gritty, dirty, bluesy, and I don't mean dirty like as in inappropriate content. I mean dirty like the sound is dirty. It's rough and textured, and it does have sort of a classic feel to it. So the music video really is mirroring that, the choices they made in hairstyle, clothing, the furniture, the lighting, and even the way it's being filmed. The sort of the we don't really use film anymore, but it's got that textured, sort of grainy filmed look to it. It looks very classic, very sort of, again, timeless is a good word for it. I think it's very consistent. I don't know what kind of team she has behind her. I don't know how involved she is in those choices. But when you have a cohesion like that between the visuals and the sound, and you're respectful to the artist and their voice by tailoring not only the instrumentation and the arrangement, but also the visuals to that unique voice of the artist, you end up with a much more sort of engrossing experience for the audience. You end up with a sort of a more immersive experience for the artist, for the audience, that allows us as listeners and viewers to really sort of sink into it and get lost in the whole picture. And instead of having anything that's disjointed, anything that feels out of place, would just kind of kick us back into our mind and pull us out of the moment of the song. So I think it's really brilliant, the choices they're making. Again, her vocal choices and the sort of emotional color that she's putting on the lyrics are much more subtle than I was used to getting from her before, which is a wonderful, wonderful development for her. I'm excited. I think it's pained. The coloring's really beautiful. All in all, it's a really well composed piece, and I'm really impressed. I'm happy to see that she's made some strides and that she's developed her sort of artist touch in her voice, and I'm looking forward to get to the rest of it. So I'm gonna stop talking again. Man, I'm out of practice. Beautiful. Look at that. That expression was wonderful. I'm sorry, I got to go back. That expression was too good. Well, those are all great too. These expressions here are partially her emoting through the text, but also just sort of the byproduct of producing the sounds that she's producing in the sort of emotional context that she's using. So those are impressive on their own. But this moment right here, there's no singing. Right there, almost in tears. That little flutter of the eyelid. Beautifully done. Very authentic.
But I'm too tired to lie no more. Now it makes me wonder why.
drastic color shift here in the light now. Yeah, missed out.
You only love me when I lie, and that's love.
Beautifully done. All right, so no, that was beautiful. So one of my favorite things probably about the video was it's. I don't want to hype it up and make it seem like it's like more than it is, but it's smart. It's a smart decision. It was well done. The shift in the tone of the song from this person who is sort of hopeless and lost in this love and can't escape this sort of toxic cycle that she's in, to the person who has finally had enough and is fed up and is making the decision to step outside of that and move on, going from these muted, like these dark tones, these neons, the red, the blue, color graded, high contrast, lots of shadow, and then instantly we see her on the bridge. She's got the flowers and it's daylight, sunny. I feel like the color grading maybe was a little too stark. It was a little too natural. I might have gone for a little bit more of a filtered look. I might have put a little bit of try to give it maybe like an older film quality to it, just a little bit, just a subtle hint of sort of a sepia tone or something over it. Nothing drastic, nothing heavy, but just enough to keep it consistent, because it did kind of look like we stepped out of the 1935 and into the age of the iPhone digital film, bright, hyper vibrant colors. I might have made that a little more subtle while still keeping the transition from the dark, neon, shadowy portion of the video to the in the sunlight portion. I would have kept that, but I might have done something to sort of put a little film grain on it. Again, muted it just a little bit with some, either just muted the colors, like I said, or added a little bit of a sepia tone to give it sort of a classic older look to it, just to make it more consistent. But the idea was solid, and the execution was perfect. It was great. It was wonderful. The music is good. It's her voice. It's the voice that I remember. It's just a bit more tempered. It's a bit more mature, and a bit more cerebral, a bit more intelligent in the choices that she's making. So wonderful, beautiful choice, beautiful song. If that's the single from her new album, if that's a single from her new album, I think that's a wonderful choice for a single. It'll connect with a lot of people, and it's got that sort of power shift that you got from what was that song that Reba McEntire sang with Kelly Clarkson? It's Kelly Clarkson's songs. I can't remember the name of it, but it had that, or that song "Stay" by Lady Antebellum. It had that sort of power shift at the end where the person recognized that they were in a bad situation and made the decision to move past it. A lot of people can relate to that. It'll speak to a lot of people. So all in all around, great choices, smart choices, beautiful song, wonderfully performed. It was emotive, it was passionate, it was authentic. Even the moments when she wasn't singing, I pointed out, were incredibly real. I was very impressed by that. She definitely, in my opinion, you let me know, some of you might know, I feel like she's working with someone. I don't know if she's like considering pursuing acting in the future, but I would be surprised if that moment didn't come from some technique and skill that she's learned from working with someone on things like that. It felt very polished in a good way, not like overproduced polish, but just genuine and very skillfully done. So I'd be surprised if she wasn't working with somebody, if she hadn't been taking classes or doing something that involved performing with people who could give her pointers, who could instruct her and teach her these things, because it was really well done. All right, so anyway, that was Courtney Hadwin. You Only Love Me When I Lie. Again, thank you so much for the jump to the line. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe, share it around. This will be my first post probably in like 6 weeks on this channel. So I do appreciate those of you who've stuck around and who still come back to watch these videos. It does mean a lot to me. So I'm done. I ramble a lot now. I'm out of practice. I need to get back in the groove. Don't really feel as comfortable in front of the camera as I once did. But all that being said, everything being equal, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your interest. Please remember, as always, to be kind to each other. And most importantly, be kind to yourself.